The auteur theory comes from idealist French director François Truffaut and others in their writings in the Cahiers du Cinéma, an influential French film magazine in the 1950s. It states that directors are the sole creators or authors of a film, and his or her creative vision is reflected in the finished article. Many have theorised for and against the auteur theory. It is my desire to explore this theory in the Performing Arts Department of a further education college by interviewing staff and students. Jo Barnsley and her second year BTEC National Diploma Performing Arts students are putting on a production of Lerner & Loewe's My Fair Lady. I'll be asking questions I feel are relevant to their understanding and of course their production, in order to understand their feelings and ideals relative to the auteur theory. It is important that the students take ownership of the performance and that they feel their opinion is valued. They also will be graded on their contribution to the overall performance.
They have an incredible amount of creative input. I think it depends on the director that's working with them. I work as a director that I will have an idea of how I want the show to look, so the overall effect. So I very soon on in the process block them so that they are totally and utterly confident and aware of where they're entering onto and off of the stage and where they're going to be. Nancy, okay, come on, we're ready. Straight on, straight through to get to wait for the taxi. Okay, be totally unaware of him. So you've got ended up getting caught in all that, all your new flattens in the real world. So okay, just go through that again. Everybody, remember you've got to be very, very aware. As soon as the lights go, ow! Do we turn and freeze? Yeah, please do. The best freeze would always happen if you make them and then freeze, yeah, as opposed to. Okay. Right, Joe. Yes. The basket's more like. Ow! Yeah, that's all you. Or is it on the floor? And then I get and then you get. I really thought it was me. I was like, I wish we had so I thought this stuff. I did ask. Oh, you asked. Yeah. Oh God. Okay, let's go. Bedlam, please. It's very necessary as part of their creative experience, because if you know where you are as a performer and where you've got to be, and that's the greater picture, that's what I give, the blocking, if you know where you've got to be, then you can start to create that character. And how I like to work as a director is that they feel safe enough to explore different characters, so we get a bit of themselves, and I then work with that. So what they give me in rehearsal, I can then develop with them, or say no, that's not going to work, let's go a different route. And that's part of us all working together creatively. In the end of the day is the actual true professional process.
I would say I'm learning from many sources. One is obviously Jo, obviously my other colleagues that are around me. The other one is, ironically, I learn from the students, because I pick up what they need, and obviously it's just so fascinating to learn when you're in a classroom environment, to actually look at what they're doing and take it all in, and there's so many things, and also like I said, I learn from music, I still research on my own, for my own benefit. I still make sure that I'm on the ball with what I do. Okay, so we're just gonna sing, okay? And we're just gonna, what we're gonna do is for four beats, we're gonna go 2, 3, 4, ma. So for 4, and turn it into a ma. Rather than 8. So we're gonna listen.
Enjoyment is relative to success. Students are more likely to be enthusiastic about a project if they are engaged and enjoy their experience.
Not really, no.
Explain why?
I think it's because I'm more of a contemporary theatre person. I don't really enjoy musical theatre productions. I enjoy watching them, but I'm grateful to be in this, because it'd be a good experience, because I know I never ever go into musical theatre again. So it's been a good experience, but I don't really enjoy learning all the songs, because I don't think I'm a strong enough singer to enjoy singing, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I think we've been allowed to have our sort of fair share of ideas in it. Like I've had a few ideas of it, consulted to Jo, and she'll say, yeah, you can put that in if you want, or perhaps not with that. So it's been quite fair that way. I try to sort of contribute to the show by trying to be a sort of warmer character, but I'm trying to bring some humour across in it. Not play him sort of like the Wilfred Hyde White played it in the actual film. I want to play it sort of in a strange way, more like a Matt Lucas style, if that makes sense. So if you know how he played it in The Wind in the Willows, that sort of character, which is quite clumsy sort of thing, if that again makes sense, yeah.
Working with professionals is an important part of the learning process. Enjoyment will encourage participation.
Yeah, she's lovely. I love her, and when I'm older, I want to look like her.
Yeah, definitely, as a director.
Why?
I don't know, she breaks things down and just makes it's just a friendly atmosphere, and it's fun, and it's easy to go and ask her questions and say, oh, can we do this, can we do that?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, she's really easy to work with because if there is any problems, like Finn said, you can just go up to her and she's more than happy to help. Yeah, she makes things really easy to understand.
I think it's good that she does put a lot of effort in with everyone. Like, she does, like, sometimes like more to one people than others, but I think that's because the show's that way. It is more about certain people than others, but I think that she does give a lot of attention where it's needed, and she does give. I think she makes herself easy to go to, like, because a lot of us are just like, oh, we just at the back. She's not just like looks at you like. Do you know what I mean?